there, welcome to this video when I'm back at Martin Mere Wetland Centre. Welcome to this video and it's great to see you again. I'm back at Martin Mere. I've been here quite a few times, but it is a really excellent place to visit because there's two parts to the centre. There's a natural environment that have got wetlands and lots of birds to photograph with plenty of hides to sit in and see the birds at your leisure. And then there's also a captive bird section as well, where there's lots of different exotic birds. So if you fancy trying out your photographic techniques with some more captive birds, then it's a great place to do that as well. So let's get into the reserve because I know that I'm really going to enjoy my photography. I'm stood here by the statue of Sir Peter Scott, who set up the Wildfowl and Wetlands Trust at a place called Slimbridge, and I visited there in a previous video. It was a great day out, and there you can even see his original house that overlooks the reserve as well, so that's well worth a visit. But I'm going to get into my first hide. From that hide there was a predominance of black-headed gulls. They're nesting at the moment, and it was quite interesting watching them bring in nesting material from the side of the water onto little pontoons and islands to build their nests. I also saw some mallard with little ducklings, and they came quite close to the hide as well, so that was quite cute. When we're getting into summer like this and the leaf canopy is quite dense, you have to walk around with your ears open, and I just heard a wren in front of me and it flew across the path to these trees here behind me. I followed it as it went and I managed to get a photograph and some video of it sat in these trees just here behind me. The view from this side is slightly obscured by some tall grass that's growing just in front of the building, but not very far away is a small pond, and on that pond are some shelduck and some gadwall as well. But a moment ago, one of the other bird watchers just came in and said that there was a shelduck with a small brood of chicks following her out on the path, and so I rushed out quickly and I managed to get a few photographs and some video, albeit the shelduck was moving away from me, so they're not the best, but it was quite interesting to see them because I don't think I've ever seen any young shelduck before, and they're quite distinct with their black and white colours. I've just spent a little bit of time in this hide here behind me. Now it's set up in front of some feeders, so it was mainly garden birds and just the common type of birds. But while I was in there, I did get talking to a viewer of the channel called Ian. He was there with his wife and granddaughter, so it was really nice to meet somebody who recognised me. And as always, if you see me out and about, do come and say hello. And don't forget also, you can do me a really big favour by clicking the like, subscribe and the bell notifications if you haven't done so already, because that way you'll stay up to date with all of my future content. I've just spent a little bit of time in this hide behind me. Now it overlooks a lake that is mostly dried up, so it's just mud flats really at the moment, and I thought I wasn't going to get anything because the most I saw was an avocet from a long distance away. Then a family of ducks walked almost in front of the hide. There was a female and 9 ducklings, so that was a lovely little moment. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk around the reed bed walk. Should take about 45 minutes. The last time that I did this walk, I didn't really see a great deal, but you do never know. I'm going to keep my ears open. There's a chance of seeing some kind of warbler or even something slightly more common. But you never know, with these kind of places, anything could happen. As always with bird photography, patience does really pay off. On this walk around the reed beds, I must have heard at least 4 individual reed warblers, and eventually I got quite close to one and I stood and waited, and eventually I saw it, and with a little bit of luck, the grasses here behind me parted just enough. It was still fairly tricky because I did have to manually focus. The autofocus just couldn't lock on because the grasses were going in front. But eventually I think I did manage to get something fairly reasonable, and hopefully it's in focus enough to be a good shot. This hide's really good because it's elevated, so you get a good view right over all of the wetlands, and you can see for quite a long distance. And I've just had a sighting of a Marsh Harrier. Now I don't know how good it's going to be because it is actually starting to warm up today, and as the heat builds, so does the heat haze, and so the further away the birds are, the more distortion you get in the photos. So sometimes it can be a real pain to try and get good photos from a long distance. come into a new hide and have just had a real bit of luck, because not only did I improve on the shots of the Marsh Harrier that came closer to this hide but was lit better, on the other side of the hide I also saw 2 spoonbills, and that is the first time that I've seen that bird in the wild, and I've got 2 of them in one shot. Well, what a great way to end the video. I'm so pleased with those shots I've just got. The Marsh Harrier has come even closer to this hide, probably within about 30 metres. I've got some lovely shots. It was a really special moment, and so I'll show you those shots and some of the best photographs from the morning now. What a lovely day I've had here at Martin Mere. What started off as a very chilly morning has turned into a beautiful sunny afternoon. And not only that, I've got lots of photographs of birds, and the highlights have been that Reed Warbler and the Marsh Harrier. Now, if you do enjoy this kind of content, then don't miss out on my barn owl video. I'll put a link just up here and down below in the description. In this video, I visited Luntz Meadows and got some amazing shots of barn owls in flight, so you'll really enjoy that. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed that video, and if you have, let me know down below in the comments, and up over to my Instagram or Vero account, that's @Oakden Leave me comments there, and you can also see lots of my photographs. Now, if you like what I do on the channel and you want to help support me to make future content like this, then you can leave out the gift shop. That's at Teespring. There I've got a range of merchandise on offer, so head off over there, because the purchase really does help me out and it's very much appreciated. But you don't have to spend any money at all to support the channel. You can do that simply by clicking the like, subscribe and the bell notifications. It really helps me out, and it makes sure that you don't miss out on any future content. Watch out for next week's video. That goes live on Sunday. In the meantime, you can go and check out this video just up here. But all that's left now is to say, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.